Oh my God.
Regan, now we're gonna miss McKenzie.
Yes, you do. I'm not just saying that. She's saying, but it doesn't mean to break my ear. Woo! What an amazing performance! Give it up one more time for Jonny, Orlando.
Self-love and self-discovery, and how that can give us the confidence to speak out.
Now, it's time to work as one and shift the conversation to how we get into it.
By empowering each other, we can bring our unique potential to a unified movement to create the future we want to see.
Yeah, and when we stand up and use our voices, a group of voices will rise up to fight alongside us, and we will empower each other.
Now, our next guest speaker is a successful entrepreneur who used her love for beauty as a way to encourage others to accept herself for who she is and to turn the challenges in her life into victories.
Please welcome to the stage, Clarissa Alterez.
Uplift others at such a young age. Looking back, when I was your age, I had aspirations too. At one point, I wanted to be a hairdresser. At another, I wanted to go into the pharmaceuticals industry, where I could develop medications that could change people's lives. Ultimately, it came down to a simple goal, and that was to help people make their lives better. All of those aspirations led me to where I am now. And the goal of making people's lives better and making them feel better and good about who they are, it continues in my business today. Some of my drive to help people feel good about themselves was because at one point I didn't feel comfortable or accepted for who I was. When I was younger, a girl held me down in the playground and violently forced sand into my mouth, and she did it because I was Indigenous. Her intention was to make me feel unworthy of respect just because of something that I couldn't change about myself. From then on, I was painfully aware of the stigma that came with being a part of the Indigenous community. As I grew up, I felt pressure to hide that part of myself from the world, and sometimes I still feel this way. Growing up in low-income housing, raised by a single-teen mom, there were many hurdles that I had to overcome. I didn't have access to financial support from my parents to help me go to school. I had to work harder and have higher expectations for myself in order to succeed by my own standards. But when I started to accept myself more, I learned to be proud of not only my Indigenous heritage, but my Filipino heritage as well. This led to connecting with others who were in the same situation that I was. People's heritage, their color, their orientation, none of that matters if you can agree that kindness costs nothing. And so, I made the decision to start surrounding myself with people who also value the importance of kindness. When I found myself a single mom who had to provide for her son, I decided to prioritize the values that made me feel good about myself, and I created a business based around those values. This helped me grow my business from a small operation out of my basement to a multi-location sugaring shop with over 20 employees. Knowing that I've helped people feel better about themselves was incredibly inspiring. And of course, there were obstacles, but surrounding myself with positive energy allowed my business to thrive, and because of that, we're targeting to be the first beauty franchise of its kind in North America. We date. I want all of you to know that it doesn't matter where you come from, we're all equally capable of achieving incredible things. Keep your heart centered on good intentions, treat people with respect, and act out of kindness and love, even when you may not receive it in return. What I desire for my now 7-year-old son, and what I desire for all of you, is to think bigger, even if it scares you. Don't worry about those who doubt you. Embrace those who believe in you. If you do this and believe in the person you truly are, you will flourish and the world can be yours someday. Thank you so much, Uday.
Alright, next we'd like to share with you the story of two sisters, Maya and Eden. They are two TELUS ambassadors with an important perspective on the other side of cyberbullying and are great examples of how we can all rise above.
We should start by telling you, we're twins. You can probably imagine, we do a lot of stuff together. We are both guilty of spending too much time online, mostly following celebrities and looking at slime videos. But recently, we did something we are not proud of. We bullied someone. There was a group of popular girls at our school that we really wanted to be friends with. They always seemed to be laughing and having a fun time. We really wanted to be accepted by them. We came up with an idea to start a group chat with them. We didn't really know what to